The Sand Dollar restaurant's been a landmark on Jacksonville's north side for nearly 60 years.
60 years next year, but it almost didn't make 59. The Sand Dollar caught fire last year, gutted the place actually, right in the middle of dinner. At first, it looked like the restaurant was history, but today, the doors are back open.
Sabrina Peck never thought she'd do this again. Peck managed the Sand Dollar restaurant for more than 13 years. She walked through these doors every day. It was routine. And then 8 months ago, it all changed.
One of the guys ran out of the kitchen and was like, "Fire, fire," and I thought it was a joke. I just continued waiting on my people, and then I saw smoke coming out of the kitchen.
It was a malfunctioning fryer. The exhaust fan sucked up the fire, spreading it through the attic. The roof was engulfed in flames. It took 10 fire trucks to put out the fire.
There was flames coming out the side of the building, like the front of the exhaust fan, and I had to run back in and get the servers were just like hanging out. And I'm like, y'all really need to get out of the restaurant. There's flames now.
At first, they didn't think the damage was so bad. They were wrong. The restaurant closed for 8 months.
They had to replace the whole roof, trusses and everything. We kept 4 walls.
For the first time in 13 years, Sabrina was without a job.
Oh, definitely.
The Sand Dollar was closed, and no one knew if the restaurant would ever open again.
I love it. It's my home. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, they have jobs. This is my life. A little emotional. And it's hard when you've worked forever and then have to go somewhere else.
For a little while there, many of us were not sure what the future was going to hold.
Chase Craig started working at the Sand Dollar 2 years ago. Along with the other employees, he was left without a job. He faced rent, college payments, and an uncertain future.
Yeah, the prospects after Sand Dollar burned down were kind of bleak at first. It was right towards the end of my last semester in college, and this was my income. I had rent to pay. And the last thing you want to be thinking about during your final semester of college is where am I going to live?
Both Craig and Peck hung on. The landmark restaurant is open again. A reopening party is set for sometime next month. It's not any party that's important to Peck. She's just grateful things are back the way they used to be.
You know, you never, I don't know why I'm crying, but you need to appreciate what you have. It's a staple of this community. Everyone who's owned it is a local, has lived out here all their life. They were calling the whole time we were closed, "Hey, when are you going to open?" And they were back as soon as we opened the doors.
Peck probably shouldn't have been surprised that people came back. With so many chains around these days, people really value those mom and pop places.
Well, it definitely sounds like an amazing story. So tell me, how was the food? Did you try the seafood there?
I wasn't able to try it when I was there, but I definitely plan on going back, and I really look forward to it.
Yeah, sounds nice. Too many trips to restaurants can be a problem, though. The Centers for Disease Control report that more than 35% of Americans are obese.
The problem's not getting better, it's getting worse. Some estimates say that by the year 2030, more than half of all Americans will be overweight.
Weight is easy to put on, but a lot harder to take off. Danielle Day joins us in the studio with a look. Danielle?
It's hard to lose weight, yes, but that doesn't mean people don't look for easy ways to drop pounds. That's just human nature. And that's why fad diets always look so appealing, but the results are always the same. Bridget Gale is a college student. Like many of us, she's always struggled with her weight. The biggest problem was yo-yo dieting, losing weight only to gain it back and more. Gale tried all sorts of different diets. Nothing ever clicked.
I did try was keeping a food journal, and that required me writing down everything, and that worked well, but I realized on days such as days I didn't feel good, I'm not afraid to have a Coke. That's the only time I have Coke is when I'm sick, but I would feel really guilty about writing in my food journal whether I was sick or whether I wasn't. So although food journaling was good for some people, it wasn't the best for me.
Gale's not alone. Millions of people have tried fad diets to lose weight. Nutrition professor Jennifer Ross says fad diets all but guarantee failure.
But I think for most people, when people start out looking at a diet just to lose weight, and so they're focusing on what to eat They miss out on how we're eating and why we're eating.
Ross is a registered and licensed dietitian. She says fad diets can hurt people both physically and mentally. She says most diets fail because people have different food needs.
When somebody says to you, oh, you can't eat this anymore, and then you go and on this diet, whatever diet you choose, and it removes something from your diet that you like, should you go back and eat that item, let's say something with carbs, bread, you go back and you eat that, well, now you start feeling guilty about eating it, self-hatred about eating it. So that kind of starts that whole cycle again.
In other words, Ross says it's okay to treat yourself every once in a while.
I want some cookies, but I can't have that. So they'll go and eat everything else under the sun in the pantry and still wind up eating the cookies. Right. Well, if you just had the cookies in the first place, it would be just fine.
That's something Gail understands and puts in her diet regimen.
I've got to treat myself. I have to be able to be like, well, you know what? It's been a week, I can have a cupcake or I can have a donut Saturday. It's not that big of a deal and I know it won't kill me. Now having a diet or having a donut every single day may not be the best thing.
Losing weight will be a never-ending battle for most people, but maintaining a healthy lifestyle is the main goal. Gail was able to find what works for her. She just had to go back to the basics.
Over time, I've realized I just have to keep a balanced meal like your parents taught you growing up. You know, have your fruits and vegetables, have your protein, have this amount of carbs, this amount of sugars, and everything in moderation is okay.
And that's really the key. Don't obsess. Balance meals with occasional treats. Enjoy what you eat. Don't go overboard. Andrew?
Thanks, Danielle. So you would expect the best chefs to work in the finest restaurants, right? Anna Kaskowski introduces us to one chef who decided to put a different spin on your normal restaurant idea.
Christopher Holmes is a trained chef. You would expect most culinary school graduates to work in fancy restaurants. Not Holmes. His goal was takeout.
Because, not everybody wants to go out to eat, not everyone has the funds, not everybody wants to have fast food or garbage. When you go out to Publix to buy food, you end up spending, $40 or $50 anyways.
Holmes says higher-end takeout is a happy medium.
Take it home, pop in the oven, 30 minutes, dinner's ready.
Holmes is a bit more than takeout, though. He has a few tables for people who want to have lunch here. He likes being able to show off his artistic expression through the food he creates.
Absolutely. I can showcase my talents through my food. You eat with your eyes first, so it's really important that everything has a great eye appeal, everything looks delicious, because you're going to want to eat it before you even taste it.
Daniel Kellogg is a regular customer at Christopher's. Kellogg likes Christopher's because he can get back to work quickly.
Yeah, Christopher's a great chef, and I really appreciate that it's close by and I can come down here for lunch.
To keep things interesting, Holmes doesn't have a constant dinner menu. It changes weekly. While his lunch menu stays the same, specials are changed daily.
I know when I go out to eat, I get tired of the same menu, the same things, so I wanted to keep it fresh and exciting for my customers, but also fresh and exciting for myself and my employees. Nobody wants to make the same thing every single day. That gets really mundane and rather boring.
Brittany Belda is Holmes' sous chef. She says the takeout concept is working because it's convenient, even for her.
I can hop in the shower and be cooking dinner at the same time and boom, it's done. It's super convenient, and I think that people like convenience and no mess as well. Nobody likes doing dishes.
Hard to argue with no dirty dishes. Anna Kaskowski, inside Jacksonville.
That sounds like a pretty great place. I mean, no dishes, no cooking.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds really perfect for a college student.
And no tipping.
Exactly. It's a bonus. So, one more story to go.
And how do you end a show about food?
Dessert, of course.
Stick around. Close your eyes for a second and think about standing in line in a bakery.
Take a deep breath and enjoy the wonderful smells of the fresh baked cookies cooling off on a counter.
Ever think your dog deserves fresh baked treats too? Well, open your eyes for this story by Margie Cat.
Take a look at this bakery. There are blueberry muffins, ginger blossoms, key lime pies, cookies, and much more. Everything is made with high-quality organic ingredients. But these goodies are not for humans. These treats are for pets. Some people prefer healthier options for their pets. That's why they come to specialty shops like this one.
She makes them all natural. She's in here doing, it's a bakery. She's in here baking, and I know the ingredients she uses, and so I know what's going into my dog's diet. So.
Martinette Lemke owns this shop. She says fresh baked organic treats are so good a dog will roll over, play dead, and beg for more.
We use fresh ingredients. We don't use any sugar or salt, no byproducts, no preservatives, no corn, no soy. They're all natural. We use honey and vanilla to sweeten them.
Lemke bakes the treats every morning.
I made some peanut butter biscotti, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use yogurt, and I'm going to just drizzle it over the biscotti.
After Lemke is done baking the treats, she bags them and puts them on display for her clients. And these treats look very good, but can people actually eat them too?
Absolutely. Some diabetics will come in and eat them because we don't use any sugar or salts. Would you like to try one?
Sure.
We use fresh pumpkin, honey, but feel free to try. No sugar, no salt, no preservatives, all healthy.
It tastes really
Pretty good, huh?
Wow, I love a good story about dogs. I am definitely a dog lover.
Yeah, I would definitely get him for my dog, but he's picky and I would probably totally eat them, so.
Well, you have to save me some if you get them.
I don't know. They're probably going to go pretty fast.
Margie seemed to like them.
Yeah, it would be an excuse to get a dog though anyway, so you could always do that.
Well, we have spent the past 30 minutes talking about food.
But you can find even more on our website. Just go to unfmedia.com and click on Inside Jacksonville. You'll find expanded versions of our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, unfmedia.com and click on Inside Jacksonville.
Thanks for joining us this Sunday morning.
We'll see you next time, Inside Jacksonville.